And we are back with the new biopic about the life and music of British singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse. It is called Back to Black.
From adolescence to adulthood and the creation of one of the best-selling albums of our time. And Morgan Hoffman has more.
I do. So this was really exciting for me. I got to go to LA. I got to interview the cast. Marisa Abela, who I wasn't too familiar with before this project, plays Amy Winehouse. Just wait, she didn't know how to sing before this movie. So you're going to be blown away. And it's directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, who a lot of people know from the director of 50 Shades of Grey. And she directed a movie called Nowhere Boy, which was the younger years of John Lennon, and focused on that. So she knows what she's doing when it comes to biopics. But I was really impressed with this movie. Take a look.
Do you know what girl power means to me? Sarah Vaughan, Lauryn Hill. You need to know this. I ain't no Spice Girl.
I can't believe that, you said this last night, but that you didn't know how to sing. And then I watched this movie last night, and your voice is unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think what I said to Sam was like, she asked me if I could sing, if I was a singer. And I said, no, I'm not a singer. I've sung in my life, not professionally, but in the shower. And, but the truth is that it wasn't a prerequisite for Sam when I booked the job. The most important thing was that what I was doing with the role was really trying to embody the humanity of Amy, and that was always the sort of at the forefront of both of our minds. But what came clear to me in my sort of preparation process, and I was taking singing lessons, but oftentimes just to know how she would move her jaw and how she would look and what it might feel like to sing these songs. But what became so clear to me was that as an actor, it was really frustrating to build the emotional life of this moment right up until the point of singing and then open my mouth and nothing happened. And I just really felt like I had to prepare as much as I possibly could to make it a potential possibility that, I was able to sort of portray an authentic performance that was real to the moment that we were shooting at that time. So if I was singing to Blake, I was really singing with love in my heart and with an intention towards him that you just don't get in a studio recording because it might have been before she even met Blake, so yeah.
Well, it worked because it was very, very powerful. I know for you, you said this was an almost 3-year process for you, from beginning to, of course, creating the film. What does Amy Winehouse mean to you at this point?
I mean, at this point, I feel like we're bonded, I feel like she means everything because I've spent 3 years in her world, her aura, her music, and it's going to be hard. I sort of feel like I'm hanging on to her, and once this, this sort of press tour is over, then I've got to let go. And that actually feels quite unnerving in a sense because I've sort of almost had, I just feel sort of so indulged in the spirit of her.
I don't think I was put on this earth just to sing. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mum.
Probably run off for someone famous anyway.
You're my heartbeat, you're my soul, I love you.
When you, bring to life someone that is so beloved, who's so iconic, what's your favorite thing about her?
I think her bravery is the thing that inspires me the most. I think, it's hard to be a young female artist and be told what to do all the time. And I think to see someone who was not only completely authentic but celebrated for their authenticity and brave in that, I think is what I love about her. But the truth is that, the reason that it's so poignant is because there's so much vulnerability there too. And there's so much bravery in that vulnerability. Bravery isn't, for Amy, power and nothing else. It's complete vulnerability, and that's brave.
I love that, and I got the rap, but I love the line when it said, I can't believe you're 18, because you kind of forget.
Yes, how
and
young she was. Yeah, with such extraordinary talent.
Like that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wow, I think we're all sitting here in the studio just amazed at the transformation that Marisa makes here into Amy Winehouse, because I've always said the hardest job for an actor is portraying somebody so well known that we all know, but not only the physical transformation, but the fact you mentioned she didn't sing before this?
It's so wild. So I went to a screening the night before I did this interview, and I was talking to Morley, our executive producer on the show, and he's like, so she doesn't do the singing. This is what was reported everywhere, that she's not going to do the singing. And I was like, well, that makes sense. She has such an iconic voice. Well, apparently at the beginning stages of filming, she said in the interview she's getting frustrated because there's such a specific way that Amy Winehouse sings, and she couldn't get the emotion, so she learned how to sing and sing like Amy Winehouse, which is very specific. So I was just so blown away by that. But also, this movie's fantastic. It hits theaters this Friday, May 17th. But if you haven't checked out the documentary called Amy, it came out in 2015. That won the Oscar for Best Feature Documentary. Phenomenal as well. So take a look at that.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. I talked a lot today.
Oh, I love it. Keep talking.
All right.